Hi, welcome to another Minecraft survival skills video. Today I'm going to follow up on the video that I recently made on troubleshooting the auto farm, the villager auto farm. I had a carrot farm built and one of my farmers stopped working on me. In that video I showed how I fixed it. So today is going to be a much shorter video. It's just going to be kind of a show-off video to show you the farm and how it's working, and talk a little bit more about how the farm was built, and then I'll put a link in the description to the original video, the video that was made by Logical Geek Boy, who created the farm. So this is the farm. I've got 3 tiers now. I've got carrots on the bottom, and potatoes in the middle, and beetroot on the top. And I haven't had any problems with this farm since I built it. I don't know what was going on. In the last video, I had a farmer that wouldn't farm, so I had to take him out and replace him. But now that I've done that and I finished the farm, everything is working just great. So this is what it looks like now. I'm going to work on decorating. I'm not sure what else can do, but I don't know. There's just something about it. Maybe I was thinking maybe some taller blocks on the top or something. I'm not sure. It looks kind of nice and modern though. I kind of like the way it looks. The modern look of these auto farms with the glass and stuff. And I use glowstone. That would be one thing I would like to mention to you, is that I don't have sea lanterns, so in the Logical Geek Boy video, he used sea lanterns. It doesn't matter. You can use glowstone. That's what I did here. And then I did want to mention one other thing. See in the middle there, if you look at his video, he's got the composters sitting on top of, in his video, he has a hole in the middle of the farm for water. And then in that hole, he puts sea cucumbers. I think he's called sea cucumbers, because they give off light, and he needs something to set the composter on top of. I could have, I suppose, gone and found a warm ocean and got myself some sea pickles or sea cucumbers, whatever they're called, and used those in this farm, but I didn't want to go look for those. So I just I have a hole underneath that composter with water in it, and underneath that, instead of putting glass and then putting sea cucumbers on top of glass and then setting the composter on top of the sea cucumbers, I just that block right there that I'm pointing at, instead of being glass, I just made it glowstone, and you can see that it goes up into the bottom of the next layer of the farm. So this is just glowstone instead of glass with sea cucumbers on top of it. And then in order to place the composter, I just stuck iron bars on top of this glowstone. So I put water in the hole, and I put iron bars in there, and then I set the composter on top of the iron bars. Everything works just fine. The farm is fully hydrated, and I didn't have to go searching for sea pickles or sea cucumbers. So that was one other difference in the way I did this, is that I used the glowstone instead of the glass and sea cucumbers. So then, around the outside, you can kind of see from here how it's laid out. You're going to do a diamond. So you go from the middle there, you count out 9 blocks, and you go with 3 wide on the outside, and then you just build a diamond. I need to go sleep here. So then you put your lights and you put your water around the outside of that. And then for the collection mechanism, he's using mine carts. So he shows you how to put these down, but you've got, this is my collection chest down here. Let's see what we got. This is pretty good. So I put things in rows so I could see what I have. So my most recent addition was beetroot, So I've got a pretty good amount of beetroot. That's pretty good for not having to do anything. Um, and then lots of potatoes here, lots of carrots. But this has been running for a while, so carrot-wise, this is what I have. And potato-wise, so far, this is what I have. So this was built first, this was built next, and this was built last. So I don't have a bunch of stuff in long-term storage yet for beetroot, but you can see that I'm getting plenty of beetroot out of the farm. So you've got this chest, you run a hopper into that chest, then you stick a hopper into that hopper. That's what's underneath these mine carts. Then you put these hopper mine carts on top of those hoppers, and he shows you how to do it. You do it in a way that they sit down on top of each other. So when this villager here, this farmer villager, comes to throw food to this guy, it never gets to this guy. It goes into the hopper mine carts. They pull it down and into the chest. And then it's an ingenious way of stacking the farm because on the very top of both of these, you got this trapdoor. And then so the next layer up, you've got a hopper that just goes into this trapdoor, and that goes all the way through into into the mine carts underneath it, and then down into the chests. So when you add layers to this, you've just put a hopper into the trapdoor from the previous layer, then you set mine carts on top of that, and that's how you get all the goodies into the bottom chest. It just falls through all the mine carts into the bottom chest. So I just really love the design. And then the lighting is done around the outside, so you don't need to put lights in the roof. So each of these roofs is actually the next layer of the farm. You put the light around the outside, and then you've got light in the middle of the farm, and that lights up the whole farm. So you follow along with him, and he'll show you how to do the lights. And then the water is just these blocks here. So part of the trough for the water is the farm itself. Then you have a stair block here, which can be waterlogged, and a trap door to keep the water from running out this way. And that's how you do the water. You do it around the outside of the farm and in the middle of the farm. So it's a really nice compact design, and you can see it stacks up really nice, and you get really good production out of the farm. So after, just a little bit of troubleshooting there, things are working great, and I'm getting plenty of stuff out of it. And then to finish off, I just put half slabs on top because it didn't look finished to me without a roof. So I've got all 3 layers in there. I'm not going to do any more layers. I don't need bread. If I wanted bread, I could put a wheat layer on top of this, and then I would get bread, but I don't need bread. So I'm just going to leave this like this, and then this is just the final piece of glowstone. So from the top farm. And these are bottom slabs so that nothing will spawn up here. That's a bottom slab, so nothing will spawn here. And I just decided to leave this service ladder in so that I can get up and down easily on the farm. So that's that. And I was just standing on this. This is nothing. So that's pretty great. So what that allows me to do now is I can dedicate my other farm, my manual farm here, to wheat. So all I have to grow from this farm now is wheat, and it's ready to be harvested. And oh, by the way, I automated this composter. I didn't know you could do this. I saw it in a video somewhere. You can put a hopper, you can set the composter on top of a hopper, feed that hopper into a chest, and then put a chest on top to put your seeds into. Have those go down through a hopper into the composter, and they'll get automatically composted, and you'll get bone meal. So when you harvest a crop like this, like wheat, you're going to get a lot of seeds. I like to keep a couple of stacks, I'd like to keep about this many around. I'm going to keep my next round of beetroot seeds, but anything over and above that, actually I'm not going to keep any more beetroot because I've got a beetroot farm now. I'll just keep these, and then the wheat seeds, any extra, I'm just going to toss those into the chest, and they'll get turned into bone meal for me. So now this wheat farm is going to give me plenty of wheat to feed my cows. And I don't really need to trade wheat anymore because I've got all my trading villagers are up to speed, and I can get plenty of emeralds trading other things. Oops, got turned around there. So the wheat's going to be for cows, and maybe I could do a little trading, but I want to feed these up so that I can get really leather is what I'm after. So I want to make leather horse armor, and I like leather armor, dyed leather armor with good protections on it. So I've got plenty of wheat now because I automated the carrots and potatoes and beetroot. So that's the state of that farm now. I just thought you might like to see it in operation. Since the last video was a troubleshooting video, I don't want you to be scared off from building this farm. It's a fantastic farm, and it's not that hard to build. Once you do the first layer, the next two layers are easy. You have them committed to memory, and you have the first layer as a design pattern. You can just look down and see where to put things. You know, when you're up here building the second layer, you can look down and you can see that you need glowstone, you need stair block, glowstone, full block. It's very easy to see how to build that second and third layer. So then the only other trick is to get the farmers up there. That's easy with mine carts and rails. You just bring them up in mine carts and push them in. Last thing, I forgot to mention this. I put the composters in after I put a villager into the farm. So I did not, what I wanted was, when I bring a villager over from the breeders over there, I want to make sure that villager attaches to the correct workstation. So I have a composter over there by my wheat farm. I don't want the villager to pick that up by accident. If he does, I want to know. So I don't put a composter in here until I have my villager in here. So I wheel him over here and I put him into the farm, and then I make sure that he's still unemployed. Then and only then do I put the composter in there. Put the composter in there, he turns into a farmer. That way I know that he got that composter and he didn't pick one up by accident from over in that direction. The other thing to be aware of, and I think it worked out just fine, is like when you put the second layer on the farm. I was watching when I brought that guy and that farmer in on the second layer. This one wasn't in there yet because I always bring the farmer in first. So I had a farmer and a receiving villager down here already. So I brought my farmer for the second layer in. I put him in the farm, and then when I put down the composter, I wanted to make sure that this villager right here did not link up to that composter, and fortunately he didn't. So I guess maybe when the composter's above their heads, they don't pick up on it. I put the composter down. That guy got the farmer's hat, so everything was good. So then after that, I sealed it up. I brought in this second guy and dropped him in there, and life was good. This farm was ready to go. Then I hoed it and planted it, and threw down some bone meal to speed things up a little bit. And this guy went to work and has been working ever since. So when you do a second layer on the farm, just keep your eye out for that. Make sure that when you bring your villager in, he's still unemployed. Then when you put the composter down, that he gets his farmer's hat and not this guy, not the one below him. And then you bring this guy in second, and then on the third layer, same deal. Bring in your farmer, put down the composter, make sure he gets his hat, not this guy, right? And then bring this guy in, and you'll be in good shape. And we could talk more about if you have any problems with any of that. I've already thought through like what to do if that happens, how to troubleshoot that. But I won't take any more of your time in this video to talk about it because I don't think it's going to happen. So that's it for this video. Just wanted you all to see it in action, and I wanted to highly recommend it. I think it's a great farm, and hats off to Logical Geek Boy for coming up with the design. And now it's on to other things, more farms, and I have an in-city, and I have a blaze grinder to build, and I have a stronghold to remodel. I've got a guardian farm to build. Tons and tons of stuff coming in the future. So if you like this video, please click the like button. If you have questions or comments, I sure like to see those. And if you would like to be notified of future videos, please click the subscribe button. And there's a checkbox that you have to click to get notifications of future videos. And then finally, I have a playlist that's got all my videos on it. So take a look in the description, and I have a link. I'll have a link to this video that you can share, and I'll have a link to my playlist, so you can go take a look at my playlist. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.